think that you have to have a huge budget in order to put on fabulous family fun events that are really going to draw a crowd? Well, think again, my friend. Today in this video, we're going to talk about 4 different events that you can put on with a very tiny budget that families are going to absolutely lose their minds over. They're going to be well attended. They're going to be crowd pleasers. People are going to be asking you to repeat them year after year, which is always the goal, I think, is to find a home run hitter that is, and best of all, these are not particularly hard to do at all. They're not hard to put together. Some take a little more time and effort than others, but for the most part, they are sure. So the very first idea for a family fun event that is low cost and a true winner is a family fitness night. Now, this can take the shape of many different things. It could be that you set up different stations around the gym and that you ask the PE teacher to borrow some equipment. They will probably totally let you because why not? It's no skin off their game or no skin off their nose. They might even agree to come and help you figure it out, like meet in advance to figure it out, or even come the night of. Who knows? You should just ask them to see what they would be willing to do. So you could get a local Zumba teacher to come in and do a station for Zumba. You can get some fitness dice. You can, like one year we did a fitness night where we had Zumba in one gym, stations in that same gym. So Zumba was a station. Then in the other gym, because the school actually had 2 gyms, we had just open court basketball. So the kids who just didn't want to do anything structured, they could just be in there. They were having a good time. I think there was 1 or 2 volunteers kind of hanging out in there, making sure that everything was fine. Quite honestly, I think we stuck some of the dads in there because they just stood around and talked or scrolled on their phone, whatever. They were fine in there. And then the balance of the people were in the other gym, either doing the different stations. So what we did was I think we went to like Five Below or the dollar store or whatever and got some like those oversized foam balls, or not foam balls, foam dice. And so we just made 6 different activities that you could do with the dice. Like if you rolled a 1, you had to do 5 push-ups. If you rolled a 2, you had to run in place for 30 seconds or hula hoop or what, you get the idea. Just make up different activities that you can do with the numbers 1 through 6. So that was like kind of a game of chance. So I think for that event, it cost $10 because I think that was the cost of the 2 different foam dice. So really inexpensive. And then after you buy those dice one time, you have them to use year after year for another fitness night or a different sort of event. That is a great event to have during the winter months when you're kind of cooped up inside and things, or on like a rainy part of the year where you don't want to be outside. You could also make it outside too, because you could have the playground be one of the stations if you are serving the younger set of kids. The next idea for a really low-cost family fun event is a trunk or treat. And I've done a whole nother video on how to run a trunk or treat. It is one of my all-time favorite activities because it is just so fun. And I love seeing the costumes and the kids are so cute. And I love seeing the parents get so creative with their decorated trunks. So that is a definite fun event to try for your community if you haven't yet. 2 more events to get to. But before we do, I want to ask, what is your favorite family fun event? And it might be something that you did growing up, like what do you remember from your youth, or it is something that your PTO actually does currently or has recently done with your school, whether you're there currently or not, because maybe your kids are aged out to the group. But I would love to hear from you. Like, what are some things that you just absolutely love to do? Because I think forming those memories and coming up with like fun events that people are going to remember is it's just so fun. Because I just remember, like I've talked about, and this is actually the next idea on the list, is having a school talent show. That is something, it takes a little more planning. And again, I just did an entire different video about how to organize a talent show. But that is one that I remember from singing back when I was in the 5th grade. Like, it was an all school talent show. And there was one boy who, like, all the girls had a crush on. He came up on stage with his dad and did Who's on First. And I just remember being so enamored. And when I actually recorded that video, I had to like do a little internet stalking to figure out what happened to that little boy. Well, he is all grown up and has lost a lot of his hair, but isn't that how it goes for some people? Anyway, it was a nice little trip down memory lane and something that I still just recall. It is so fun to see your classmates in a different light. It is, if you can get teachers to get involved, maybe one raps, maybe one skateboards, whatever. You can do that on a stage or in a gymnasium. So it is just fun to see people out of the regular school routine doing what they love to do or doing what they can do. And I remember even participating. A talent show is really an event that you can do no matter the age of the participants. Like, you're going to get different things at different ages, obviously, but like the family fun fitness night, like that's geared toward elementary school or lower. You can age it up to middle school by just ditching families and just having students come. You're going to need more parental supervision for those middle school kids because all of those raging hormones, and they're just blossoming into tweens and teens. And so you're going to need more supervision for that. And at the high school, I probably wouldn't do that one. At the high school, you just don't have to do as many events just because there's so much built in for like through the school anyway. Same with the trunk or treat. Like, trunk or treat is good for elementary or below. For middle school, you could probably host one and have it be a treat for the elementary school kids. And a talent show, that's good for any age, though. I think that all schools can really benefit from having a talent show because I think it is so fun to see, just like I said, kids out of the normal school element and see what they have. And the talent shows that I have hosted or gone to, because I didn't organize that one. Yeah, somebody else put on a talent show. It just was awesome. It was just awesome to go back, and I didn't even know the kids, but I thought, oh, they're so cute getting up there. One kid was telling jokes, and another kid was stopping street hockey balls from getting into a hockey goal. And it was great fun because they were up there doing their thing. So I hope you will try that event. And if you want some guidance on how to plan that event, like a step-by-step guide, then go ahead and check out the video that I have done about that. And there's also a corresponding blog post. So if you would prefer to read, you have that option too. So the last idea for a super low-cost family fun event, and this one is probably good for, I would say, elementary also, because those middle school kiddos need different things, is that a family game night. And so if your PTO does not have a stash of games, then you can just invite families to bring their favorite game and, make sure it's not like Monopoly where it's going to be like a 3-hour game or whatever. And so basically families bring their games and you set up different stations. You can also get donations from community members, like ask on your Buy Nothing groups or in your free cycle, or maybe hit up a local charity shop or a Goodwill and see what games you can find there, for just kind of have it be really low cost. So this can be a very small investment, and that you can maybe add a couple games every year until you get like a nice bank of like a backstock of games to use for this event going forward. But it's really just nice to give families a chance to sit around and play games together. Maybe they can mix families and at the table and for a particular game, and just play. So you just have a couple hours where you're carving out time for people to play games, and it can be card games, it can be board games. You can really scale it to meet the age of your group. Like, if you probably could do this for middle school, I would take that back. Maybe it's charades. Maybe they want to do that, or the newfangled like Heads Up or something like that. You could just play that. That would be really, I think, a lot of fun. So anyway, I hope that you really enjoyed these 4 different ideas for low cost events that you can put on for your PTO or PTA. They are sure to be crowd pleasers. I hope I've expressed my enthusiasm for them because I personally have done every single one of these and they have gone over fabulously every single time that I've done them. So I highly encourage you to give them a try and slot them into your family events schedule and programming. So I also hope that you enjoyed this video and that you will join me for the next one. Want even more guidance on how to be a stronger leader so you can run a better PTO or PTA? All of these resources and more are waiting for you at ptoanswers.com.